Good morning, brothers. Welcome to A Brown Bag Gentleman. My coffee is cooling, so it's time to drink it. Today's shave is going to be something new for me anyway. You guys may have tried this already, but I have not. Let me show you. It is Castle Forbes, and we've got the lime scent today. So we've got the Castle Forbes soap, and it's more of a cream soap. It's more like on the lines of Taylor of Old Bond Street, so it's very soft. And then, of course, this is the balm. Now, you see it's milky. So, yeah, it actually truly is a balm. It threw me off. I thought it might still be, sometimes they say balm, and it really is kind of aftershave. But no, this one actually really is, well, it's got a little bit of, I want to say thickness, but it's not real thick because, yeah, it's in a spray bottle. It didn't come out real easy, we'll put it that way, but it did come out of the spray bottle. So yeah, it's a balm. So cool. We've got that today. I did use it actually yesterday. Truth be told, yesterday afternoon after I've showered, after taking care of the lawn, I did put a little of this on because I want to see what it smelled like. It smells pretty darn good. So yeah, I like that. Got a day and a half growth because I shaved. Let's see, it's Saturday morning. I shaved. Thursday night was the last time I shaved because Thursday night had been 2.5 days I had shaved, so I needed a shave, so I did that. So this is a day and a half, a little scraggy there. Of course, what is this, like a month old now, this. And of course, I've been trimming the mustache down. I have not trimmed the chin whiskers yet. Probably do. I usually do keep a little shorter than this, so I haven't decided to do that yet. So yeah, that'll come eventually. And of course, that's just with electric clippers, so there's nothing really too terribly interesting or, technique-wise to look at. So I don't really bother showing you. Just because, the only difficulties, of course, is under the nose shaving. And, of course, we have the number one razor for shaving underneath the nose when you have the half mustache, the twig. It gets in close and tight in there, and it's maneuverable, and I can shave and keep the half mustache and not worry so much that I'm going to end up shaving off half of it. So, yeah, if you're a fan of the half mustache, get a twig. Get a twig. Yeah, you need it. You do. The darn thing it just works. And this is the original twig. It's not the more aggressive thorn, which I used last week as my daily driver. That's like the 4 days I did use it to shave last week. And of course, enjoyed that. And even with a thorn, it's still a very comfortable, milder side of medium. It's not even medium. It's a milder side of medium. But just a comfortable shave. And of course, a half of a blade. And I can get 4 shaves out of a blade, because you're only using half. So yeah, if I have the double edge, I can go full week. That's most blades. I can't say all, but most blades that works for me. The Astra, green, it's a 7-day blade. Of course, the Gillette Silver Blue, my favorite blades are that. Oh, and speaking of blades, today I'm using a different blade. So we're using the Timeless razor, my first expensive razor. A little on the bulky size, heavy. It's got some heft to it. This is a heavy razor, but just put together, this is a rock solid build. This is just a rock solid build. This is just a wonderful, comfortable shave. It's the 0.68. And I just really enjoy it. I'm tempted. I like it so much. I'm tempted to try the base plate. Was it 0.98? I think is the more aggressive one. Blade gap. I'm tempted just because this is just so smooth and nice. Blade exposed. Say blade gap isn't horrible. When you see, yes, it's got the big old holes in there, but look at the actual blade gap itself. Not horrible. See, the 0.68 is not too much. It's just fine. Blade exposure is, I'd say on the heavier side, heavier than most. It's above average, I think, for blade exposure from what I see there, just based on what the razors that I have. So yeah, it's got. So you'd think it might bite a little bit more. It really does not. It just the blade has held it so solidly in place. I just don't have any problems with it. And it's only a day and a half growth, so it should be fine. It can handle usually up to a 2-day growth with no problem. And with all that channel in there too, it could really do a little bit more. But for the lesser blade gap razors, basically for me, anything under 0.75 as to give you a number. And usually it's the 0.98 and the really more aggressive ones that it's really not even 5 days growth. You can do those. I wouldn't do 5 days growth with this. I don't think it would do well on that, especially that first pass. You kind of have to knock it down first. You can do it. We probably turn it into a 4-pass shave at that point. I think is what probably would happen. You'd have to do like 2 first passes and then the rest of it. That's just my thoughts on the subject. But I'm Jabber John. We're already 5 minutes into this, and I haven't put blade to face yet. So let's wet the face, get everything washed up, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I am back. Face is wet. I just finished washing it. So yeah, we whipped up the Castle Forbes soap off camera. Whips up real good. Took some water. Yeah, took some water. So yeah, it's not afraid of water. So cool. Oh, nice lime scent. It's very mild on the scent. Just lime. Oh, I see that, but I just got a nice whiff of it there. But yeah, I wouldn't call this overly, it's not highly scented. Scale of 1 to 10. 3 at most. 2 or 3. Of course, putting it right underneath the nose. I can smell it real good now. Yeah. But in general, I'd say, yeah, 2 to 3 at most. So if you're putting something on over it after the fact, yeah, you're not going to have a problem. Today's blade, I don't think I mentioned it earlier, is a Gillette 7 o'clock. I have not used a Gillette 7 o'clock. I like the silver blue so much. Yeah, I got some samples and I figured I'd try that. Heard some guys raving about it, so okay. Okay, it seems very mild. This is a mild razor. And that seems like a mild blade in that mild razor. Kind of stuff that makes you brave. There we go. Of course, now under the nose, I have to switch over to the twig now. Yes, yeah. I think this corner needs a little touch up. Seems a little offside to me, but I'm just noticing that. I might get that with the electric. You know, when I trim it down, once I trim it down, then it'll be easier to shape. So I think I'll wait till I do that to shape it, because it does feel like it's a little jagged this way. And now I say that to you, you'll see it'll jump right out at you, but nobody else is going to notice. So yeah, we can keep that for until I decide I want to trim it down. I usually knock it down to like a number 3 is what I do. Let's see here. So that was pass 1. Let's go to pass 2. And I'm not going to shave under my nose for pass 2. Oh yeah, that is so good. That is so good. That, I tell you, that twig razor just does such a phenomenal job underneath the nose. And yeah, this big old, I call it Cadillac razor. To me, it's the size of a Cadillac. That head, it's a big head. But darn thing is like, it works so good. It's such a smooth razor. It really is. I mean, yeah, you spend a couple $100 for it. Over a couple $100. And you expect it to drive nice. And it does. It does. It's smooth. Oh, that is so smooth. Yep. Even if you put a little pressure on it, it's still not going to bite you. Yeah, smooth, smooth, smooth razor. So if you're deciding you want to go to your first expensive razor, I don't think you can go wrong with a timeless. I really don't. There's a reason why it's still in my den, while it's still in my, what I call my top box, because I put my razors in cigar boxes up in the cabinet that's down below me. You can't see it. So yeah, it's in the top box, which is my what I call my A grades, my #1 rotation. So I'll reach to first, unless I'm in the mood to try something else. Like if I want to get the Yaki Excalibur out, or if I want to get out the Shikrona or something like that, because the Shikrona, yeah, is not in my top box anymore. It got knocked out. I think when I got the Black Lung Vector. There's only so much room in my top box, so something had to go, and it was that. So that went down with my other vintage razors. And truth be told, yeah, I've got a bunch of like old Gillettes. I don't use them. not my thing. I know a lot of you guys love them. That's cool. And I think they're cool, and I like to collect them. But I don't really use them per se. Other than, I take it back. I like the red. The red tip works for me. And obviously, the Fat Boys and Slims and Black Beauties work too. I have one of each of those. Those do work. But the other tech razors, yeah, just don't do it for me. And I don't have one of the really older razors that's supposed to be better, the aggressive ones. I'm monitoring auctions on eBay, but like the executive rate, I see them as much as $300, and I'm not going to pay that for an old Gillette. I just won't. I don't know why they're popular. Every time I go to look at something, it seems to be all of a sudden it's popular. So yeah, I'm not going to pay that for that. Because I would like to get one that's not pretty anyway and send it off to get taken care of. I would send it off to Razor Emporium because, of course, Delta Echo doesn't exist anymore. Unfortunately, because I like them. My Fat Boy was done by Delta Echo. Thought they did a nice job with it. It does need it's basically it free floats on the blade head now. When the handle's loose, so yeah, it needs that little like ring on it to keep it in place. So not structurally, it's not, doesn't detract from the shave at all. So it doesn't have to be done. So I'm not worried about it. Truthfully, I'm going to send it in to Razor Emporium in place and have them like mess with the finish, because it's got that Cubana finish on it, which I think is so cool. So I don't use that one so much. I mean, I use it, but I don't use it so much because I don't want to mess it up. It's such a pretty razor. I just enjoy looking at it. So pass 3, I'm gabbing, but pass 3 was just so effortless, so smooth, so nice. Just a nice, comfortable shave, close shave. Oh, yes. And it gets, well, here, and I think it might be something to do with the heft of that razor too, because it is on the heavier side. But it gets it right here. This is my thickest hair, is right here. And it gets that knocked down pretty darn good. So I'm very pleased with the shave of that razor. Just am. It just, you just can't go wrong with it. Razor, you think it's like, oh, it's a lighter razor, it's not going to do that good. No, it really does a wonderful job. Very pleased with it. Okay, so let me pause while I wash up, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I am back. Washed off with warm water and a washcloth. Washed off the face. Let me put a little something in the beard. Here we go. I'll put a little something in the beard. Well, actually, I'll put the beard in afterwards. I'll put the face on first because the beard stuff is greasy. So yeah, we'll do that in a minute. So let me just run some cold water over the face and get some alum on that, and we'll go from there. So quick moment while I splash on a couple of times. Alrighty. Of course, the beard is sucking it all up and dripping like crazy. Part of having a beard, or at least some kind of facial hair. Technically, it's a Van Dyke. It is not a goatee, it's a Van Dyke. If there's a mustache, it's a Van Dyke. There. Dry that off with my Muehle towel. There, got it. Yeah, little ingrown I had there. Oops. Of course, a little blemish here from just being hot. We had some hot spell last week, got a little blemish, so yep, run a little alum on that as well. There, so that's done. So let me put a little aftershave balm on. So the Castle Forbes balm. Let's try this. There we go. So not much, about a half dozen squirts to get that much. So not really a lot. And yes, I'm going to put it in the beard too. Yeah, we'll see what that does in the beard. So I won't put the beard stuff in. I'll just let that go. Light lime scent. Not heavy at all. Not mild and nice. It's nice. It's a nice lime. Yeah, personal choice is I like a little more kick in my lime, but it's really nice. I really do enjoy it. Nice lime, refreshing lime scent. Yes, Castle Forbes, liked your soap, like your balm. Skin feels good afterwards. Now that I'm, it's drying down. It doesn't dry all greasy. No, it's not. Let's see, just wipe it off there a little bit too. Yeah, hands are not greasy feeling. So we'll try that. And if I decide in another hour or so if I want to, then that's my beard balm of choice right now. It's a CVS purchase. Yeah, that's where I got it. So seems to do the trick. It's real greasy. Has some like it's almost like tapioca with little bumps in it, and of course they melt away when you rub your hands together. And it works well. It's greasy, as like keeps it from being itchy. It keeps it, I mean, it's not really long enough to worry about too much. I'll throw a comb through a little bit. There, done. Not much you got to do to it, really. That's about it. Shave was good, feels good. It's comfortable. Didn't sting with the alum block. Just a smooth razor. That 7 o'clock razor was on the milder side. I could tell the difference between that and a silver blue. Absolutely, I could tell the difference. Not that there's a huge jump. There's not a huge jump, but there's enough of a jump between that and the silver blue. Then yeah, you can notice that. You really do notice it. I notice it. And yes, I prefer the feel of the silver blue. That's just my personal choice. It just hits me right with that. Just a tick more than aggressiveness, and see, not a lot, just a little bit more. And that's what I like about it. I'm not one that really likes a feather per se on a daily driver. I don't. A little too much for me, especially that first shave with a feather is just, I'm going to cut myself. I just, yeah. But yeah, but that 7 o'clock was admirable. Did well. And that razor did well. I'm not sure how I would do in a cheaper razor, but in that nice razor, yeah, it held up fine. No issues. Not really, can't complain about it at all. So guys, hope you enjoyed that, and go with God.